Back then, there was a stigma on mental health. Once when you have mental health condition, you need to go to Woodbridge Hospital. People thought it was like a crazy place. Hi, my name is Lino. I've been diagnosed with major depressive disorder since 2019. It started when I was young. As I was growing up, my father was the kind of person that would say, big boys don't cry, get up and dust yourself off. And that was when I kind of not showed my emotions. I had an elder brother. My parents were always send him for piano lessons, for computer classes, soccer classes and all that. For me, it was just Lino was independent and I had to basically do everything myself. I felt kind of left out. They did show me love. However, I just felt that the love was more to my brother. As I was growing up, I was actually a very fun, loving person and hang out with my friends. I'm like the clown of the group. But however, when I go home, it's a whole different story. I just had this feeling of, there was no purpose, loneliness. I did crave a lot for their love and attention. Growing up, I didn't really know how to show emotion. So what I did was I started inflicting pain on myself. The pain was actually real. That was my go-to when I felt that emotion that I couldn't explain. In primary 6 or Sec 1, my teacher did notice there was something wrong with me. And my teacher called my parents. So when my parents came down, they spoke to the teacher, and I remember the only thing they said to me is, "Why are you doing this?" They didn't know that I had a mental condition. I myself didn't know that I had a mental condition. I thought cutting myself was just an outlet, and I thought maybe people did that also. There was a point of time also my parents thought it was a spiritual thing. So they started doing superstitious stuff to try to get the spirit away or bring me to the priest to try to bless me. Back then we didn't have much resources. But now Beyond the Label has the help board that has resources for you to tap on. When I was growing up, right, I was actually one of them who supported the stigma. I told a few of my friends, it's in your head, get over it. It will pass. That was maybe why also I didn't really share how I feel. It's because I didn't want to be labeled as a crazy person. I was not okay, but I had to pretend to be okay. I had this reoccurring dream where I would see myself ending my life. Until one day I found that dream became a reality because I couldn't differentiate dreams and reality. And that was when I found myself sitting on a ledge. That was my lowest point in my life. I was scammed. People trusted me, they invested in me, and we got scammed. Millions of dollars. After we got scammed, the threats came in and I gave up. I just felt there was no reason to be here anymore. While sitting at the ledge, I couldn't really remember how I got there or how I even climbed up. But when I was sitting on top, I just looked at my arms and I saw my kid's name. And that was when I threw myself back. Yes, my suffering is gone. But at that point of time, I didn't want to pass the suffering to my wife and kids. And I told my wife that I'm going to seek help, and she supported me. What I did is I actually made an appointment with the polyclinic. Even though after that I went to seek help, I made appointments but I didn't go. I didn't want to have a condition. In my head was, once when I have a condition, I have a label. Once when I have a label, people will start treating me differently. It was to a point that I knew that I was on the edge of doing it again. That was when I said, okay, let's not be stubborn and let's go and see a doctor. I only started seeking professional help in 2018, when I was in my 30s. I always thought that seeing a psychiatrist or a psychologist was expensive. Only the rich could afford to see. Right now, it's just different. If you go online, there's a lot of subsidy that you can get. When I found out that the cost was not a problem. That was when I went all out to see a psychologist, a psychiatrist, counselor, and actually help myself. Back then, I didn't know what was the difference between a psychiatrist, a psychologist, and a counselor, but they all play a different role. A psychiatrist is the one that dispenses my medication. A psychologist is the one that actually Marie Kondo my mind. And my counselor is the one that gives me this hope. With all this mix, right, that is how I was able to move forward. One thing the polyclinic did for me that actually changed my life was introduce me to Club Heal. They welcomed me with open arms. There was counseling services there. It's affordable for me. That was when I met my counselor. She saw me almost every week for the start. She really changed my perspective on things in life. In Club Heal itself, there are courses that give me a lot of knowledge. I took my PSS course with NCSS. I completed in 2020. That course has really taught me how to set boundaries and everything. And after that, Club Heal actually gave me the opportunity to work as an employment support officer at Club Heal. And what we do is actually we help our participants integrate back into the working force. NCSS actually has this program called CPSS course, and it's actually fully funded by them. And seeing people with lived experience share their stories to empower those who have the similar experience to actually want to come out to share more. This is point in my life I actually wake up wanting to go to work. I get to go and facilitate and share my experience and see how I'm able to give hope to others. This is something that I cannot explain the feeling, but it's really, really fruitful. I would love to work with as many people as possible to spread the word of mental health, because from a person who was stigmatizing mental health to actually suffering mental health and going through what mental health is, I think it's my time to give back, and Beyond the Label is one platform that I'm actually using to share my story. Beyond the Label reached out to me 2020. I did a music festival with them, the Beyond the Label Fest. I love working them. I think what they're doing is great. I don't feel lonely. With all of this, plus the medications, that was when I was able to move forward. I would say it's not easy. Till today, I still have my dark side, my dark demons. But from talking to my counselors and all, I find different coping mechanisms. I learned how to slow down. We are so caught up in our thoughts, right? That we don't see the small things like how our kids see it. When they walk and they see a snail, how they stop and go, "Look, mommy, look, papa, it's a snail." But we are walking straight. We don't slow down and see the smaller things in life like how kids see it. And I think that is also one way of me coping. After finding out all of this, me and my wife, we talked to our kids about what mental health is. I think it's to really let them understand that mental condition is real. We are there if they need to talk to someone. I think that's very important. And I'm really proud of both of them. My eldest son is a peer support leader, and it warms my heart. It really warms my heart to see him doing this. Recovery is a journey and it's not a destination. I'm still learning and I'm still going to learn.